My name is Blanch. I'm kind of a nerd, so I do like coding, but I do like playing some racquetball and some tennis. Sports. Great moment was yesterday when I was teaching some students, and they were manipulating the page with ease. They were putting buttons and making it really basically having event-driven actions, and warmed my heart a little bit seeing that people were able to do this on their own without me telling them what to do. Originally, I actually wasn't a coder in high school. I actually started picking up coding when I was about 21. I took a computer science class and learned Java from there. But as I was looking at the market, I saw that people weren't wanting necessarily entry-level Java developers. They wanted some people with a lot more years of experience in Java, like 3 or 4 years. But I noticed that people were really desperate for web coders and web developers, web programming and web developers. So I started trying to learn some web development on my own, and kind of took some of the principles that I learned in my computer science courses and apply them to web development. If you want to get into the industry, I think taking a reputable coding camp would be just as valuable as into getting into the industry. I feel like if you went to a coding camp that would actually explain how to do things, not just memorize rote, this is how you do it, but understand the concepts. I feel like somebody could make a very good career out of that, probably for a lot cheaper than 4 years. I've had a friend that actually was he was a psychology major, but he decided to learn to code on, and he's now making sites for sort of freelancer and traveling the world with him and his wife. So that's one of the things I believe other people can do that haven't necessarily gone the traditional computer science route. So I really want to, especially in a market where it's hard for college graduates to find work, especially depending on what their major was. I want to make it so that if somebody wants to change a career path, or is even a computer science major but is having a hard time finding a job, we can help them with, we will help them with web development. That's something I've noticed. Some of my computer science friends, since they haven't had web development, they have a harder time. Some of them have a harder time getting some jobs. I mean, just because the technologies that they know are a little out of date. That's actually, I'd say, the huge advantage of a coding camp is that you can experience a lot of the cutting edge technologies. Now granted, I do believe with a coding camp, you get what you put into it, but I feel like at our coding camp, the teachers put in just as much, if not, just as much as the students, so the students are accelerating at a lot faster pace than in some of my classes that I've taken at a university, where the professor wasn't nearly as engaged in teaching, but was more valued research more, I guess is more important. And that's another thing, is seeing this being done with people with all ages. We have people that are in the coding camp from high school to that are grandparents, and we're seeing them build sites and use JavaScript to manipulate the page and design. And one of the other advantages too, somebody that's not a traditional computer scientist, is that they can bring things to the table that people of the computer science mindset or culture sometimes may lack. That's another thing I like doing, especially seeing people who have a knack for design come to the table and have these tools. Basically, I can simplify the vernacular, define it, and then once they understand the definition, start using it, and then start talking nerd or techie. Because until they actually understand how words are defined, you start talking to them in computer, like, if you're starting to talk techie, then you're going to get lost. So World Tech Academy, I think, can change your experience and possibly change your career for better.